Welcome back, algebra students. We're still in section 6.4. We're doing example 2, and we're still adding polynomials. But this time, we're going to show a polynomial plus another polynomial. So you're going to see them grouped a little differently than how we saw in example 1. Example 1, we just showed you one long polynomial where you could have picked out like terms within that particular polynomial. In example 2, we're showing you two separate polynomials which are surrounded by parentheses, and I'm going to show you how to add each individual polynomial. So I'm going to show you a vertical method and a horizontal method. Let's start with the horizontal method. I think it's already written horizontally, so let's go ahead and see if we can solve it. So what you want to do is you want to start here with the first term in the very first polynomial that you see, and you're looking for a like term in the second polynomial, and I've underlined them. I've got 2x squared in the first polynomial plus, that's telling me what to do. I want to add to that 2x squared this x squared. Okay, now x squared has an understood 1 in front of it. So when I add, I don't want to just skip over that number because I don't see it. I want to acknowledge it. Yes, that's a 1, and therefore add 2 plus 1 and get 3. Okay, so I'm going to bring down, how many x squareds do I have? I have 3 x squareds. Now I'm going to do it again. This time I'm looking for an x term. So I've got negative 1x in that first grouping, and I have positive 3x in the second grouping. So let's take it, let's add it. Negative 1 plus 3. Yes, that's positive 2. And so that's going to be positive 2x. Now, I don't have a constant number, so it's understood to be a 0. That's what's there in that first term. When you don't see a constant number, just assume it's 0. In the second one, I have a negative 1. So what's 0 plus negative 1? Yes, negative 1. And there you go. That is the best I can do. I've added my like terms together, and I have a quadratic trinomial, and that's as good as it gets. So that's the horizontal method. The vertical method is where you literally stack them. Okay, I'm missing that constant number in the first grouping, so I'm going to write 0 because it's not there, so I'm going to write a number there. And then I'm going to put the second one underneath. Okay, and then this tells me my original sign between the two quantities tells me to add them. So I'm going to start right here with 2x squared plus 1x squared. That is 3x squared. Negative 1x squared plus 3x squared is positive 2x squared. 0 plus negative 1 is negative 1. So either way you do it, you're going to get the same exact answer. So it just depends on how much writing you would like to do, what makes sense, what helps you see it the best. Okay? Let's look at letter B together. If we do the horizontal method, I've got negative 2ab and plus positive 2ab. Well, a negative 2 plus 2 is 0. They literally cancel out. So I'm just going to put a line through it. I don't need to write 0ab because it's gone. Anything times 0 is 0, so it's not even there. Now, I don't have like terms anymore. All I have is this b with nothing to add to it in the second quantity, so I'll drop that down. B plus 0 basically is b. And then I've got this a, and I've got 0 plus a is a. So you can either write it as b plus a or a plus b. Whatever works for you works for me. It means the same thing basically. Now if you stack it, you're going to have to be very careful because you want to put like terms on top of each other. You don't want to put unlike terms on top of each other. So notice in the first quantity we have negative 2a plus b. We don't have an a term. So if you want to put a ghost man in there, put a 0a. That's the best thing to do. If you're missing a variable, put a 0 in front of it, and that works. And then underneath it, let's line up our like terms. Now I have positive 2ab. I'm going to put that under negative 2ab. They are like terms. I don't have a b term, so I'm going to put 0b plus a. And now I'm ready to add. Negative 2 plus 2, well, that's 0. They totally cancel out. 1b plus 0 is 1b. 0 plus 1a is 1a. And you don't have to show the ones. In fact, I prefer that you don't. But you can write it as b plus a or a plus b. So your method that you choose is really up to you. It doesn't matter to me if you do the horizontal method or the vertical method. Just make sure you line up like terms. So let's make a note up at the top. Line up like terms, especially if you are doing the vertical method, okay? That's true if you like the vertical method. Okay, let me do one more with you, and then I'm going to leave one for you to do for extra credit. All right, so let's start here. We've got 4b to the 5th and 3b to the 5th. Remember, don't change the exponent, just add the coefficients together. So that's going to give you 7b to the 5th. Okay? Now, it looks like we have another one here. I'm noticing we had some like terms in that second one. So probably the best thing to do would kind of be to scrap that. We need to look at that quantity there and look for like terms, because it looks like I have not one set of like terms, but two. So the first quantity, I don't see like terms at all. So I'm going to drop that back down. The second one, we need to simplify that. So I really was premature in getting that problem started. So we need to add 3b to the 5th and negative 7b to the 5th together. That's going to give you negative 4b to the 5th. And then we've got 6b plus b. Well, remember, b is a 1. There's a 1 there, so don't skip over that number and assume it's a 0 or treat it like a 0, because it's not. 6 plus 1 is 7. Okay, now we're ready to add because we've simplified. So make a note here, simplify first. That's going to make things a lot easier and save you a lot of heartburn in the end. All right, so now let's look at it. We've got 4b to the 5th, negative 4b to the 5th. Add those together. They actually cancel out. So I'm going to just do my little swoosh there, wipe them out. And then I've got 8b plus 7b, and that's 15b. Beautiful. So I've got a linear monomial, and that's as good as I can get it. There's my final answer. Okay, as promised, I'm going to leave this one for you, letter D. So if you see like terms that need to be combined, definitely do that. Put it in standard form, so make sure you're in descending order when you're doing standard form. And I'll make this a +1. We'll check that one tomorrow in class. All right, thank you for listening.